Welcome to our series called Yay or Nay, where you get a say on common RV products and topics.
We're not only going to cover popular products such as your outdoor gear, your kitchen appliances, and accessories, but we're also going to cover subjects such as boondocking, RV memberships, payloads, weighing your rig, cooking in your RV, and more.
We'll give our yay or nay, and then we want you to share your opinion or experience so we can all learn together. My name's Aaron, this is my wife Chris, who's Irene, and let's get into today's episode. Okay, today we are going to be talking about keyless entry on RVs. It's going to be a bit of a product review, and the product that we bought was called RV Lock. So we're going to go over some of the pros, some of the cons, and why we did buy this before we give our yay or nay. So for those of you who have never seen a product like this or similar to this, it's basically just a keyless entry lock that replaces your current lock on your RV door. It has a keypad on it so that you can push in the key combination to lock and unlock your front door. It also comes with a little key fob that you can put on your keychain so you can remotely click it on and off. And also now they're coming with this Bluetooth option so you can lock and unlock it with a smartphone. So pretty simple and ingenious addition to RV life, and it's something pretty cool that we got right away when we got our new travel trailer.
The number one pro of this product is very obvious, and for us that is that you don't have to carry your keys. No putting keys in your pockets, no forgetting your keys, no wondering where they are, no key management.
I think that makes sense.
It's a big one. Okay, positive pro number 2 is that it takes like 10 minutes to install. And I don't know this from my personal opinion because I didn't install it, but Aaron installed it very quickly.
Yeah, I do know that from my personal opinion, and it did take like 10 minutes. It was very simple.
That's pretty smooth. And another pro is that this product fits on most models of RVs.
Yeah, that's true. I think they do have these for almost all the different kinds of RVs, towables, Class A's, C's. I don't know about vans and things like that, but that's pretty cool that they're starting to expand this out as the popularity follows. Also, they just don't do the entry doors, they're starting to do the baggage doors as well. So you could actually have them on multiple entry doors and multiple baggage doors, and that's pretty cool.
Which that would be really nice because we go in and out of that quite often. And a lot of the times when we're doing that is when we're hitching up and we're pulling away, or if we're getting in and parking and one key is in the ignition, so then the other spare key, we have to find that and dig it out and use the key to get in there. I
think I would really want it for the baggage door, because then I would use that baggage door as more like a little garage, so you can just keep it locked and open it up and get what you need out of there and close it. But I don't ever have the key on me, so then I either have to go inside and get it, or big tough RV problems.
Back to pro number 1, you want that no key.
Yeah.
No key, be key free, the way to be.
Key free is the way to be. So something else that's pretty cool is they give a lifetime warranty on this system. We've never had to use it, so I don't know how well the warranty works, but it seems pretty cool on their website, and they'll even send out little replacement parts to try to fix it. But lifetime warranty is always a good thing on a product.
It seems like a pretty basic product, like not much could go wrong with it.
I wouldn't think so. Ours has been working pretty good for a year and a half.
Yeah, it's nice to have that peace of mind though. Another great pro about this product is you are able to engage a silent mode. So if you do not engage the silent mode, you will hear a did-it-it-it every time you lock the door, and a did-it-it-it.
And you might think that's like cool and cute to
like
have
a
this
verification,
little...
but it actually can become quite annoying, especially if you are in somewhere like an RV park and you hear your neighbors all day long. And not to mention, that could be a security threat because you're announcing to everybody next to you that you are leaving your RV and it is open for the break-in.
Well, it's technically locked, but...
But they do know that it's unattended unless you're locking in a family member, which sometimes we do that, so...
As soon as we heard that you can turn the chime off, we did that right away. And it's extremely simple to do. You literally just hold down the number 1 button for 2 to 3 seconds and it turns it on and off. I like that feature quite a bit, and we recommend that others turn their chime off if you want.
And you still do get the verification that it's locking because you can hear the gears moving and you can hear it physically locking, so you still get that satisfaction.
That's a really good point. If I couldn't hear anything, I would keep the beep on, but you can still physically hear it lock. So
Yep. And it's just as easy to undo that engagement of the silent feature as it is to put it on. So if you change your mind and you want that beep back, you just do those same steps again, right?
It's just too quiet around here. I need this door lock back on. And it might be a good idea to replace your door locks anyways, because a little known fact is a lot of keys are reused in the RV industry, like the infamous CH751 or G391 key. Those are literally everywhere in the storage door locks. And I've heard that some of the front doors can be different, similarly locked keys to your neighbors. So it feels better to change out your door lock. But is that going to put us in the same situation where the more and more these get popular, they're going to be only so many keys used for these keyless entry door locks?
Like the fobs could be universal?
I don't know. Something to think about. But I do know that they've been reusing some of these old keys for decades in the RV industry, and I feel better changing it out to a newer style. Okay, that brings us to a short list of cons, I think, for these things. And the very first thing we'll talk about is the price of them, which they can be kind of expensive. We paid $199 for ours a year and a half ago, but I think we got like a $25 off coupon. I just noticed that the price of our lock is $150 now with a $25 off coupon. So it seems like prices have come down a little bit, maybe with the popularity of these. So if you are replacing multiple locks, it could get kind of expensive, but they do seem to run good sales and discounts throughout the year.
The next con that we're going to talk about is the fact that you could have a battery die and you could get locked out of your RV if you don't have the spare key somewhere accessible outside of the RV. And I kind of worry about that all the time because we haven't replaced our battery in a year and a half the entire time we've had this, and I'm constantly worried about having that spare key somewhere in the truck so that if it does die, we can still get in. Which kind of defeats the whole purpose of being keyless because I'm constantly thinking about a key.
And I read two interesting things today. One is that they recommend replacing the batteries every 6 to 12 months. So we're way beyond that. But that also means that this thing has been lasting way more than what it's recommended. And we use this every single day, multiple times a day. So now here's the second thing I read today, and I didn't tell you about this yet.
Oh.
But it actually supposedly gives you a low battery alert.
Oh.
When you lock the door for that time, it'll give you this multiple cheap chirp in a row.
Well, if I would have known that happens, I would have spent the last few months a little bit less stressed out.
Now, since we turned off the chime, is it silent? I don't know. That's something.
I would hope that would override the silent mode.
I would think so too.
Because that's an important alert.
Yes.
But don't worry, we are going to change the batteries today.
Yes.
I've purchased batteries. It's simple 4 AA batteries, which most people have lying around their house.
Yeah, and once a year, 4 batteries, full-time use, not too bad, or every year and a half. Okay, I'm digging a little deeper on the cons here, but I do notice that when you're entering in the key combination, you need to do it kind of slowly.
Very deliberate.
And deliberate, methodical for it to work. If you try to like go it doesn't seem to register it. And maybe that's because our battery is getting lower, because now that I say that out loud, I kind of feel like it's been getting worse since we first had it, but I can't say for sure.
I would disagree. When we first got it, it was a big learning curve for me to slow down because I had this expectation that I could just fast do it and it wouldn't work. So I had to redo it hard, long presses, and I've really been struggle-free since then.
Good to know. And also, this could happen to certain people. What if you forget your key code. What do you do if you forget your combination?
This just happened to me like a month ago where I don't know what vortex I walked through, but I could not remember the code to our front door, and I also couldn't remember the code to our truck. And I think the two numbers crossed in my head and I blanked out on both of them at the same time, and I actually had to ask Aaron, what's our code for this and what's our code for that?
So back to the app, that could be code for the truck, you know, and or for the door. If you forget it, you can at least use your phone, which you almost have on you all the time, to lock or unlock it.
And we were thinking too, like, so we use this every single day, multiple times a day. It's usually pretty easy to remember your code. What about those of you that are part-time? You know, if you're only using this code sporadically, then it's really hard to remember. So that might be where you want to use the key fob, but then again, why wouldn't you just use a key at that point?
And I do know that you can change the key code very easily, and I did it when I first got it, but it was a year and a half ago, so I don't remember exactly how that was, but I remember it was very simple to change it, and you can change that to whatever combination you want. And if you have trouble remembering numbers like some people, then maybe you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kidding, that's not recommended. Okay, before we get into our yay or nay, we're just gonna talk briefly about why we even purchased this, why we have it, why we thought it was gonna be a good thing, and our overall experience with it. And I'll say that we actually bought this before we even got the RV. It was one of our very first upgrades that I had ready and waiting, so that when we got the new RV, it was in on day number 1.
You knew you wanted it.
I did. I think I just saw an ad for it and I'm like, yes, I want that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I need to have that.
Oh, you know what it was? We came from the Sprinter van.
Where we had a fob.
The Sprinter van had a key fob, obviously, to lock and unlock the slider door. So our home was a van door, and we had a key fob for it. So that, I think, is kind of how I started looking into that.
Yeah.
And
you wanted it to be easy.
Yeah, they started popping up, and I'll say we use it every single day, and we've loved it so far.
And that's another great point, is that this lock does make it super easy and highly accessible to lock your house every time you leave, which a lot of people surprisingly leave their house unlocked, both in traditional sticks and bricks and in RVs. And I don't know, like, I grew up in a city and that's not what you do. You don't just invite people to come into your area and go through your stuff. So we always lock the door every single time, no matter what. Even if we're going like next door to a friend's house, we kind of get weird looks from our friends, like we really don't trust anybody.
It's habit at that point. You close the door, you hold the lock button and for 2 seconds, and then it locks it. So you don't have to put the key combo in to lock it. You just hold the lock button and it locks. So it's really simple to lock, pretty simple to unlock, and it's just one of those things that can change your life, almost, really. And my very first car was a 1990 Taurus SHO. And back in 1990, Ford had, believe it or not, automatic headlights, and they had the keyless entry pad on the door. And when I was 16 years old, I thought this was the coolest thing ever to be able to, I actually left my key, I think, in the ignition. Like, I just thought it was cool to have the keypad, and I loved it. So.
Aaron doesn't normally flex, but I think he just flexed his 16-year-old car.
My Taurus SHO. So this was a pretty simple one for us. It's a product that we really do like. Chris, do you give it a yay or nay?
Yay. All day.
I'm gonna give it a yay. It's a yay. This product is something that we really like. We've been using it again for the past year and a half, every single day, and it's just one of those products that we'll definitely continue to use. And if we ever switch RVs, it's going to be going on a new RV as well. So thank you for watching today's episode of Yay or Nay. If you have suggestions for future topics or products, leave them down below, and don't forget to share your experience or your opinion on this subject, and we'll see you on the next video.